Yeah. All right. You guys are awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, that looks good right there, man.
Cool. So as my special occasion demonstration speech, I decided I'm going to teach you guys how to make sushi today. I worked down in San Diego for about 5 years. I worked at a sushi restaurant. I was kind of a jack of all trades. I started off as a dishwasher, worked my way through the kitchen, and then on my way out, actually, for about 6 months, I decided I wanted to learn a little about sushi, and the chefs were generous enough to teach me how to do it. So today I'm going to be working on showing you guys a couple nigiris and a couple different rolls right here. We're going to start off with a couple salmon nigiris. I'm going to do mackerel, and then we're going to do an inside-out roll and a roll with rice. Cool? So the nigiris start out as they're just salmon over rice. So I've actually pre-cut the salmon. I've pre-cut everything. I've just prepared everything, so it wasn't going to take as long doing our speech. It usually takes me about 2 to 3 hours prior to starting this to go ahead and get everything ready. The actual preparation is not that difficult. So first off, I've got my salmon pieces right here, and I pinch it between my thumb and forefinger, make sure it's nice and flat. And I'm going to grab my rice, and typically I like to make it about the size of a golf ball. It's actually supposed to be as wide as your middle finger and index finger, or index finger and ring finger. So I'm just going to take it here, apply a little pressure with 2 fingers while it's wrapped, my other hand's wrapped around it. Flip it over, and then start forming it. The forming is grabbing it here and slightly pressing in, and then coming around the sides and straightening it out. Then you turn it over, and then do the same thing. And do this a few times until the salmon has the appropriate form. Alright, so next we're actually going to do a seaweed on the outside roll. This one's going to be fairly straightforward, just salmon and cucumber. I have my bamboo mat right here, helps roll real easy. And then I have my seaweed right here. The seaweed actually, if you notice, it's probably hard to see, but there's a shiny and rough side. We always want to put the shiny side down when rolling sushi. This ensures that the shiny side's going to be on the outside and just makes for a better presentation. So I'm going to grab my rice here again, roughly about a small baseball, size worth of rice. And I'm going to go ahead and just work it across the nori, making sure that it's even, and I leave a little bit of space right at the top here, which I'll show you guys in a second what it looks like. And this is so when I close the roll, it's not sticking to the rice, it actually closes on itself. So as you guys can see, a little bit left on the top. Go ahead and put my salmon in here. I like to put it close to the edge so it's nice and easy. You'll see in a second when we wrap it up. And I've got my cucumbers right here. Put a couple on each side. And now we're ready to roll. So what I'm going to do is grab the edge of the bamboo mat and actually hold the filling down so it stays nice and tight when I'm wrapping around. Go ahead and give it a nice press right here to start shaping it. And then I'm going to start taking the outside and rolling away from me, and we'll create a nice round roll right here. Alright. And what I'm going to do is put this one to the side for now. And the next is we're going to do a inside out roll. And I'm using a separate one than this one. This one I've actually gotten a little wet. It's going to help the rice not stick to it as much. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm actually going to put it down here. This one, it's not as important whether the rough side or shiny side is face down because the rice is on the outside and nobody's going to see it. Now I'm going to go ahead and do an easy California roll for this one. Everybody knows California rolls. Avocado, cucumber, all that jazz. And I'm actually going to put some sesame seeds on this as well, give it a little more flavor. Cucumber, avocado. I have like a little crab filling. The crab filling is pretty straightforward. Crab, a little bit of mayo, and I actually have some masago, which is the tiny little egg sometimes that you'll see on the outside of the California roll. And this time we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to get it to the outside of our bamboo mat, hold all the filling in. Now this is where it all comes together. I want to make sure my knife's nice and wet as well. And I actually let this one sit a little bit. It's nice when you actually have these seaweed on the outside. The moisture of the rice actually tightens the seaweed a little bit. And it actually helps form the roll a little bit better. And so now it's been sitting for a minute or so. I'm only going to cut this one into 6. This is a little more traditional instead of the 8 pieces. And then what we have here is our plate. And I always like to garnish it with a little bit of green onion, just to give it a good presentation. Sometimes a little extra sesame seeds. I'm going to take a little bit of my poke I made earlier, put it on the side, and then I have some seaweed salad I'm going to garnish too. Everybody likes seaweed salad. Cool. And there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed my demonstration. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.